So I want to give a rundown of Minecraft Skyblock's current state and what money methods to be using to make a lot of money. So I'm going to be going over every single way, so let's get right into this. So let's just jump right into this. The first way is going to Warp Pohaku and competing in the boss. If you haven't seen the videos about the boss, make sure to go check those out, but I'll give a rundown of what to do and how you make a lot of money off this. But basically you would stand here and you would jump crit the boss and try and get placement in the boss, and it happens every hour. As you can see, Pohaku, the boss type, and there's drops you can get. Getting first place, you get all the rewards under, and you get the first place prize as well. You get a super boss egg pouch, what is insanely overpowered if you use /recipes to make a ton of crafts, and you get winter time where you can go to Warp Winter and do a lot of other things that I'll mention later in the video. And then third, you get gas spawner pouches from a range I think to 2 to 4 gas from the pouches, what is pretty good, as well as 20-minute winter time. And then you get a Pohaku heart that you can sell for money, or you can use those to craft some Pohaku souls from /recipes, or all the way up to, I believe, spirits and whatnot with the custom crafts. And then you get pouches, what give about 5 to 10 billion. It says turkey because it hasn't been updated, but it's actually present pouches or Christmas pouches. But they give about like 5 to 10 billion on the small, and then the medium, I believe, gives 20 bill maximum from like 5 minimum or something, what is pretty OP. So that is one way to make a ton of money at Pohaku. Now we're gonna go to Warp Gingerbread. Of course, you are gonna need winter time from the Pohaku boss to even get over here. So going to Warp Gingerbread will bring you here right in front of this area, and you can see there is a new boss, the Evil Gingerbread Golem. It spawns every 2.5 hours, and you get pretty good loot. You get pretty much similar loot, except you get an elf key, what is pretty hard to get, or you could buy that with money, but I personally would just do the bosses and try and get it. And then you get an exotic present, what can give you these rewards, what are pretty good, not gonna lie. You get the gingerbread head that sells for $2 billion, and you can use multipliers on it to make even more. And then you get the pouches, of course, what haven't been updated yet, but you get the point, they're pouches. They also give mob coins and XP, I forgot to mention the pouches, so it's pretty OP, not gonna lie. And one thing second place gets is 10 gas pouches. I've gotten this before, and I've gotten like 32 just from getting placement on here. I've gotten 32 gas spawners just from all those pouches, what is insane. One of the best ways to do damage is going ahead and getting pets. The best pets I recommend are the chainsaw pet you could use, or you can use the chewy pet and the droid pet, because they all give ways to actually do more damage to these bosses. So I highly recommend obtaining one of those pets if you can. So that is the next boss, and now we're gonna go ahead and go over some methods here in the Winter Wonderland. So of course you go to Warp Winter, and if you have winter time you can farm here. A good method is to actually kill reindeer, because if we go ahead and sell hand on 2 reindeer that I got, we made just off of 7 million, but we also made an extra bit because I have my boosters up. What is another thing I'm also gonna mention really quick? You can go into island upgrades and upgrade your money booster and get a lot of extra money. It's really worth it, but it costs a lot of emerald mob coins. I highly recommend killing reindeer if you see them. They're usually about a 3 to 2 tap, so they're not too difficult to kill. Another method is killing these gingerbread here that give candy canes. I believe they sell for almost like 500,000 per one, what is pretty good. So what you could do is kill gingerbread for candy canes, and then you could also try and get reindeers if you see them. It's a really good, reliable method to make money, at least for right now, because one of the old methods I'm just gonna mention right now was killing these snowmen and also killing the elves over here. They used to be good, but they're no longer that great anymore, so they're not reliable. And then another method we're gonna go over is the Merry Wood, what is from this big old tree. Well, you can go ahead and go to the front of this tree, and you can go ahead and mine this wood. I highly recommend you get a axe with Spore 4 from the custom enchanter menu /enchanter, and also get telekinesis and have high efficiency with haste if you can get a droid pet. Then you can go around and mine all this. As you can see, I'm already making a ton of Merry Wood. And if I go ahead and sell hand, just off of mining there, I made about 25, almost 26 million off default, with an extra 45 million from my island boosters. So this is a very reliable method, a good way to make sure you can take this back to your island. What I'm gonna mention also is you can take these items back to your island and use sell wands, what I'll show here in a moment. But you can go ahead and do AUC sell, and then put in, let's say, 1Q, and then you go ahead and put this all on AH, and then you can take it off at your island and store it in chests and sell it with a sell wand and all sorts of other multipliers like a money set. And then there's also fishing over here. What I don't really recommend, it's a good method, but it's not really like the most reliable because you have to be really good at aiming at the fish and the squids and the axolotls. As you can see, there's a lot of fish down here and you don't drown, I believe, even though it's showing I'm gonna drown. I don't think you do, but you can sell these items. I think the axolotl ones sell for a decent bit. Yeah, we made about off of 2 kills, what is technically 4 kills if you don't have the Santa set, what is no longer available. But the point is you would make about a million, so 500k per kill on an axolotl, what isn't too bad, but I don't think it's the best method. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead, show off the sell wand method. So we're gonna go to my island really quick and we're gonna go over to this chest, put all these items in except for the reindeer antlers because I kind of want to save those. But what I do is I get a sell wand with a good multiplier so we can make a ton of extra money, and each use is based off the chest you use it on. It'll take a usage away, but you can save usages by having repeat 3, having that chance to save them, and you can make extra money with bulk 4, double dip 3, and fire sale 1. You just have to get them from slash enchanter and purchasing these orbs with XP. But you can just get XP by putting mobs on a magma block and just standing next to them and letting them die, and you can collect the XP doing that. So you can AFK XP pretty easily. But either way, you get a sell wand, and if you do have a money set, what is from the set crate keys, you can go ahead and put a money set on. It's not guaranteed to get a money set, but you could get a money set. I have a tier 1, so if I want to go ahead and actually sell all this loot in here, let's go ahead, activate some boosters, what will multiply our money. Apparently it's already active. We'll do a personal and then we'll do a money, so that gives us an extra, I believe, 1.25 in just money, what is really good. So we'll go ahead and sell, and as you can see, we made a ton of money there. Just off of the Merrywood and candy canes, we made 60 million, but with all the multipliers that we had here in chat, we made like almost 300 million, I think, or even over that, what is kind of absurd. And then the last method I'm gonna recommend is using spawners of whichever spawner you can get. I recommend getting gold block pigmen or a gas spawner, and the way you actually upgrade these is by placing it on the ground, opening the menu by right clicking, and then going to the upgrade button and upgrading with money to the best type of tier, what is gold block on zombified piglin or emerald block on gas spawners. And then what you do is set up AFK farms. As you can see, I have AFK farms going for my gas spawners, and then I have all the items flow to a specific location with a specific pet, what is called, I believe, the Karen pet, what auto sells items if you have it active in your inventory. So I have my alt account just sitting here selling items for me to make money. And if I had this whole farm going, I'd be making 20 billion every 24 hours, what would be pretty nice. Currently I'm making half of that almost. You can do this with a lot of spawner types, but I highly recommend it with gas spawners because they're the easiest to get it going with, in my opinion. An alternative you can do, instead of selling with an alt, you can actually use a sell wand. You can set up a storage system and then use sell wands on the chests, or take the items out and sell them with sell all. It really depends on your preference, but the best way is most likely the Karen pet if you can get there. So these are the best money making methods for me, at least right now, and the current state of the map, because most people usually do these methods, and they're the ones I'm gonna recommend to you to do. So I hope this was helpful, and thank you for watching.